Good afternoon, Anxious here. I'm going to attempt to make a video about various issues, and I'm going to try and stay somewhat on target. Like I say, video on various issues, but I just think it's incredibly important. Essentially what it's about is this systemic failures, one after another in Australia. I guess I'm going to title it Fix What's Broken versus Don't Fix What's Not Broken. If you actually have a look at a individual doing a documentary on Australia from another country, they will categorically come out and tell you now that Australia is a very difficult place to move to and live. Now that is for so many reasons. I'll touch on a few. I'll hopefully not run out of storage on my phone, because it's just consistently happening to the point where I'd better just get a new phone with more storage or download what I have already. Anyway, we are in a situation where we're almost needing a restart or a revolution, and I don't mean by any means, let's start prepping for doom or conspiracy theorist or anything crazy. I'm just talking about making simple changes on simple levels, and politicians actually making real change, because the people in power are just, I've said time and time again, politicians are useless. Let me take that back. Not all politicians are useless. There's some good ones out there, and I've made a gross generalisation in the past where it's just not truthful. There are politicians making real change. Unfortunately, the ones in the most power are unfortunately not doing the greatest by Australia. If you look at what someone else has got to say from overseas in terms of moving to Australia, there's lots of things that come to mind. First of all, let's face it, housing. We've got an absolute housing crisis. If one of my nephews or nieces goes out to get a house, they haven't got hope in hell. They're moving back in with family. I've gone into videos talking about why we've got a housing crisis, but it's not going to change overnight, and we'll be lucky if it even changes in this century, which is just horrific. But when you look at what someone is pointing out overseas, they're real issues. Yes, housing, of course, so let's leave that alone. Then let's also look at the fact that we have one of the worst gambling scenarios in the world. Per capita, we are one of the worst gambling nations in the world. On top of that, we have a scenario where the legal drugs, being alcohol and cigarettes, are also one of the biggest killers in the world. You're not allowed to grow a plant in your backyard. I don't do that. I just, been there, done it all. And I just want to just make it quite clear that I've made every mistake in the book. I don't pretend to be the prophet, the one who knows it all. I don't know. I'm a work in progress. I can only put a few ideas out there that I see on a daily basis. But it's incredible to think that if you talk to one of the guys at the higher end, one in which was expelled from American Parliament because he basically came out and said alcohol is the biggest killer in the world. Okay, yes, you can say fentanyl in America, of course. How the hell fentanyl has not smashed Australian shores, I don't know, but God forbid, let's just keep it that way, because we all know what happens with fentanyl. You've got a drug where you started with heroin and meth and God knows what, and now fentanyl is not just a drug, it's an absolute killer. And the worst part about that is it's made its way into all sorts of drugs, and so lo and behold, you're worried about your kid taking methamphetamine or MDMA, ecstasy, LSD. Now it's just not about that anymore, it's about what has that got in it. But I'm going to try and keep a short video because I'm going to run out of time, and it'll tell me I've run out of storage. So I find it hard to believe that our country is happy to hide behind alcohol revenue and tobacco excise, that they've recently come out and said we're suffering without tobacco excise. Well, what is it? I mean, do you want people to give up smoking, or do you actually not want people to give up smoking, and you're just going to keep upping the price? And it's not going to stop people from smoking, because they will smoke and go without food. That's reality. And when they can't afford your cigarettes at, what, $50 to $100 a packet, or $2 to $3 a cigarette, they're going to go underground, as other influencers have said online. So, you know, it's a bit of a cop-out to say that we want people to give up cigarettes and then we'll up the price and they'll stop smoking. Well, it's never going to happen. We all know that. The reality is you're missing out on exercise and you don't like it. And we can say the same thing about alcohol. I mean, one of the biggest killers in the world in terms of a drug, and it's legal, and you know it's killing people, and you're just going to keep taxing it and taxing it. I mean, at some point, the price of these products are going to be so ridiculous that I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing moonshine, you know, from the Prohibition days. Moving past that, I mean, we have got some of the most horrendous road situations in the world. We've got cameras that supposedly stop people from speeding and, you know, save lives. Well, we don't. I mean, it just creates more and more of attacks. People are just on their absolute end of their tether. Like, they literally cannot survive anymore. They are struggling, they're struggling, they're struggling. And we're just getting taxed after taxed after taxed. Which would be okay if the money was going the right places, but of course it's not. We all know that. So what do you do with a community that's struggling? You squeeze them for more tax. That's what's happening in Australia. So we've got the housing scenario, we've got the drug scenario, and the tobacco excise and the alcohol excise. Then we've got cameras, which are just raping people of every dollar that they can't afford. Give me thousands more police officers to see all the people that nearly hit me on the road every day. Once upon a time, if you're in your own lane, you were safe. You're not safe in your own lane anymore because people are basically drifting. Not from the right, not from the left, but for both. I'm nearly getting hit every day in my brand new car, and I hate it. All I want is a copper to sit with me for 12 hours a day and see what I have to deal with. Because the people that are committing these horrible offences are never caught. They're not getting caught by cameras, they're not getting caught by the cops, and they'll keep doing it, and they'll keep doing it, and they'll keep doing it. On top of that, you know, we've basically, so what have we covered? Drugs, gambling, the roads, the housing. I mean, you know, it's not looking pretty in Australia. And the thing is, these aren't hard fixes. I mean, start cutting back on taxes that aren't necessary. Start looking after the people in this country. Start creating a better world. And morale will pick up. I mean, right now out there, it's not Australians helping Australians. It's just dog eat dog. The Australian way of supporting each other has gone out the window. People hate each other to a certain degree. You got road rage. You know, it's not a pretty place to live, and it can be changed. With real implementation of real power, it can be changed. But I'm wondering, at what point are we really going to change the overall situation? We need real implementation of real change that is going to fix this country. So what does it all come down to? Fix what's broken. And it's okay to turn around and say, we have failed, or this didn't work, we're going to scrap it, and we're going to try something else. Because at the end of the day, if something's not working, fix it. I've got more respect for people that come out and say, we failed, or this didn't work, and now we're going to try this. People will respect that. People will respect that. You know, people will respect someone that comes out and says, I tried this, it didn't work, I'm sorry, we're going to try something else. But real change needs to happen in Australia. Because if it doesn't, people won't come here. If they don't come here, they won't bring revenue here. And if they don't bring revenue here, we'll just start to struggle, and we'll end up like another country in the world or two, where literally we have no economy and we'll end up in a recession. I'm not educated, I don't know everything, but I can see what's right in front of me. Fix what's broken in Australia. And yeah, so let's slightly touch on this predatory scenario in childcare centres. Fix it. How do we fix that? Real laws, real judicial system, and things that are so blatantly bloody obvious. And on that note, hell, should I say it? Have a great day. But we need change in Australia. We need real change from real politicians that are going to put in real legislation that's going to fix real problems. Because if we don't, one of these days everything's just going to go bang. We'll be in recession. You know, like basically unemployment will be through the roof. And do you really want a scenario where the lines at Centrelink are 6 kilometres long? Because that's where we're heading. Thank you. Have a great day. My name's Anxious. I'm the OCD guy. Make the best of your day. Have a great weekend. All the best.